recording's going. So, before we dive back into our hellish epic, let's get an introduction to our table.
Sure. My name is Brent, and I'll be playing Saren Starseeker. He's an astral elf divine soul sorcerer who has accepted a couple devilish deals and has even completed the terms of the first. He previously had angelic wings that have crumbled away, that were part of his gift from binding with Zariel's sword, which he no longer has, but that has permanently imprinted on his soul. He's curious about the new agreement they've made with Zythan, and he's eager to learn more.
I'm Kelsey. I play Ash. She's a tiefling fighter, Thai warrior. Um, she has a tail with a mind of its own. And she's just discovered that her family is alive, which is a big weight off her shoulders. Although they're not somewhere that's ideal. Um, so moving on.
Is I can go next? I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Melior Sabrin. Mel is a beautifully dangerous drow gloomstalker ranger with snow white hair and steel gray skin. Uh, this week's fun fact about Mel. I have a theme with my fun facts this week. So I thought about whether or not Meliors would play D&D. And I think if someone asked her, she would, but she would be all about the battle maps and miniatures and would prefer combat over roleplay. I've said she isn't good at tactical games like Dragon Chess, but the visual aspects of the battle maps and minis would help with this, as she could picture herself in the place of her character on the board.
Hi, I'm Ronald, and I am playing uh, Aziz Reve. He is a human-looking wizard, and that is all. I will give out information.
Respectable.
Evening or night. I'm Samir. I will be playing Redwind Claw, a chthonic tiefling. It's a fighter warlock, primarily a warlock, and distinctive features: purple skin and kind of chitinous horns. Like, and fun facts. Just to start with, he's out in Waterdeep looking for a former mentor of his. And that's where we start off.
So, hey everyone, my name is Andrew, and I'll be playing Lux Solaris. He's a human with long golden hair who was born into becoming a light cleric of Lathander. And a fun fact about Lux is that he kind of likes to play music, but he's not very good at it.
Alright, heck yeah. Then with that, let's go to Waterdeep, where I'm going to ask for Lux, Redwin, and Aziz to roll for me just a d20. Redwin, you are the first to arrive at Invino Veritas, the tavern that is noted in the letter that you have received. It's quiet. There are a few people already seated inside. And as you are looking around, you've already looked a little bit, or at least asked around, about the sender of this message. And the information that you had received is not much. This figure is not quite known in this city. but what you have been able to unearth is that Ramius is a Hell Rider. And those figures have very distinct armor and iconography that they wear. So, as you are beginning to look around, go ahead, Redwin, and roll me a either perception or investigation check.
Perception, visual.
Yes.
Okay, that would be an advantage because of Eyes of the Eagle. So let's see. $17.
17. Lovely. You find the figure. He's a older, battle-worn figure in this Hellrider armor. A cloak sort of covers most of it, but enough that you can see the insignia. He's got hair that is streaked with gray and white amongst what would have normally been almost black tresses. And as you approach, he seems unsurprised, as he did, of course, invite you here. He stands to welcome you, hand outstretched, and Redwin, good to see you.
It's I'd say it's good to see you as well, but there's not much to be known about you. I asked around.
Yes.
Interesting that So he's gonna like shake his hand and then take a seat, just kind of casually, smiling, but he's still a bit wary, I'd say.
I have not the largest presence here in Waterdeep, that is true. But should you have asked for me in Elturel or maybe even Baldur's Gate, you would have at least heard more tales to my name. Better or worse, depending on which city.
Heard some interesting things about Elturel. I've never been there myself, but some stories are quite. He's gonna like make a motion of like gesture his hands or something like, well, outlandish.
It has been quite strange in recent times. During this conversation, Aziz, you are the next to arrive at In Vino Veritas. Did you also do any sort of investigations into the mysterious sender of the letter you received? Oh, do we have an AFK? Ronald?
Sorry. No, I'm here. I didn't realize I was muted. Go again.
Yeah, so as you step into the in Vino Veritas again, small, not quite the hubbub of some other taverns here in the city, but two figures sort of stand out almost immediately. They are seated at a table, not quite in full display, but definitely not hidden away either. One of them, a obviously sort of battle-worn veteran fighter in armor and a cloak, and the other, I would say that you would notice some capable martial training and stance and posturing of the purple-skinned tiefling as well.
Um, I'm assuming the one who sent me a letter left a description of what they look like.
They just left a name.
Okay. Um,
But if you go to the barkeep and ask of this and this figure, they would point you to the table with the standout figures.
yeah, Aziz would not want to make assumptions and just walk up and be like, "Hey."
Yeah.
um, but he strides to the table, and they would be greeted with a uh, decently tall individual, around 6 feet, brown skin, uh, dreads in the hair, shaved on the sides, and sort of, I wouldn't say like really fine clothing, um, with like a nice purple like jacket, that kind of sets the piece. And he has a very refined custom elven sword at his side and a grimoire to his left. Um, Sorry to interrupt. Uh, this wouldn't you wouldn't happen to be Remus, would you?
Yes.
One of you?
The gentleman in the armor and cloak says he will stand and reach out a hand to shake. Disease.
The tiefling sitting down is just gonna raise his tankard and just make space.
Yes.
He will join the table.
I've been told of your situations and efforts across the realm. You could say that I'm a friend of a friend.
He takes a glance at the armor and sees what he's putting down, and he will, for the time being, he has a cautious air about him, but he will sit down nonetheless, interested in what information he has.
We have one more figure that we are expecting, or I am expecting, before we can discuss business fully. And it is shortly after that Ramius says this that Lux arrives to in Vino Veritas. Lux, having served at the Morning Spires, you have seen this tavern before. You may have even been inside of it, having had drinks or food, or just hanging with others at the temple. So finding your way here is not difficult. What do you do once you step across the threshold?
So, as Lux enters a space that's relatively unfamiliar to him, he's not much of a party person per se, so he's not regularly attending pubs. But he walks with purpose and poise as he enters, and he heads over to the barkeep and asks if he knows of one Ramius Dangermund.
You are also directed to a table where you can see a collection of figures. And when you step forward, the gentleman in the armor and the cloak, he stands up, offers his hand, and introduces himself as one Ramius Dagermund.
Pleasure to meet you, Ramius. And he'll extend his hand for a firm handshake. And then he'll say, was it you who summoned me here? I was told you know of something relating to a lost soul.
Yes. That is why I have asked you all to meet with me. We've all lost souls recently. And I would ask for your assistance in retrieving them, especially given that you have perhaps a more vested interest in some of them. You may have heard of the tragedy that has befallen Elturel of recent, and the return of it to the material plane. But it was in the history of my city, our darkest hour, that led to such a catastrophic event no one could foresee. We have a history with Zariel, and while she has been returned to us, some others that were lost in that initial war with the Hells, they remain trapped below. We had tried to retrieve them, and we lost another. My dearest friend's soul is now in the Hells amongst the angels that we seek to rescue. So, I am proposing to you that in our efforts together, a journey to the 9 Hells, to rescue Zariel's remaining allies, my friend's soul, and the souls that you have lost.
Am I to assume
Tall
you know
order. Sorry.
Indeed. No, it's fine. Am I to assume you know exactly where souls we 3 are looking for are at? Or are we just on a wild goose chase?
I do not have the exact location of the souls you seek. I know of their existence trapped in the Hells, but I have a contact, one who is familiar with the Hells, and might be able to better divine such information.
Okay.
As I know, the person I'm looking for is just missing. So, how do I know to take you at your word?
What reason would I have to lie to you of such matters of importance as one's existence and
Maybe you just need meat shields to rescue your friend.
if I needed just an army, I have plenty of brethren willing to volunteer. But you, each of you have performed your own heroics. Each of you have someone who, well, perhaps not dead, as he looks to Redwing. Their soul is no longer their own.
Bite. What do you want us to do now?
Travel
I'm
with
assuming
me.
we're not jumping into a portal.
No, just down the road. The temple, or the Cathedral of Kalimdor, is where my contact is. One who knows of the hells. Come with me. Have a conversation. Maybe after that you can feel more confident in assisting in this plight.
Can I just ask you one thing before we leave? How would you become privy to the information of these lost souls?
As I said, I have contacts. Some more moral than others. Some more secretive. Some with information that I dare not ask how they know, but I trust them to tell me true.
Good enough for us to have a chat, I suppose?
Then Ramius will cover everyone's tabs for any drink they may have procured before inviting you all to walk with him to the Cathedral of Kalimdor.
I'm not particularly hungry.
I'm just gonna finish his pint and then go along.
When you arrive to the Cathedral of Kalimdor, it is bone cold and dark. The walls, the floor, here they are of black stone, with motif of grinning skulls in every direction. You see deep set into the floor are pools of viscous liquid, as bright and red as arterial blood. The cathedral is still and silent for but a moment, a few steps, until there is a bright green light. And in front of you are 4 figures. A mage with bright green hair, and 3 others. 2 elves and a tiefling. Ash, Melioras, Saren, as you arrive to this cathedral, a stark difference than the magic shop of Halra, you would notice that you are not alone. There are 4 other figures that you would see quickly. And the 3 of you would notice that amongst the 4 others, one of them bears the insignias of a Hellrider.
Zythan, where have you brought us?
He sees the Cathedral of Kalimdor in Waterdeep.
And them?
I kind of.
They were unknown to me. For Lux, Aziz, and Redwin, as this figure with the green hair looks at you, you would notice, of course, there is a marking over the mind's eye, there is a heaviness to the gaze of this figure, as if he's not just seeing you, but seeing beyond you.
I kind of lean towards Remy and says, like, are these friends of yours?
I've not yet had the opportunity to introduce myself to the one that seems to be at their head, and he motions with a quick nod to who you had heard mentioned as Scython. The rest are unknown, but I believe that right now we can at least consider them non-hostile. At the same moment, for Melioras, Ash, and Saren, as Scython has looked at the figures, they are heroes in their own way. They should not be of any danger to us. Perhaps even allies.
Assuming Redmond hears the word heroes, he's gonna look between Lux and I'm sorry,
Aziz.
what was his name? Aziz. Sorry, he's gonna look between Lux and Aziz and go, it must mean you two. And just take like a step back to create a bit of distance.
Yeah. I will, since Remus here he seems to be leading us here. I have no idea. I'm just gonna let him. I'm gonna let the two NPCs talk. So GM, if you want to just talk to yourself for the next hour, I don't know what you want to do.
Well, I will say that at this point, as your groups have kind of like seen each other, and there's a little bit of perhaps checking to see if anyone is immediately a threat. You all hear a faint, distant, but discernible click, clack. You look around and you notice bones hanging from the vaulted ceilings here that sort of knock gently together, and at the far end of the cathedral, a singular other person who's been watching over this. Imposing. He is dressed in layers of colorful robes and armor. The upper portion of his face is obscured by a golden mask. You see gemstones for eyes that wink and glitter in the fading light of the cathedral. In his hand, a golden staff or a wooden staff with a golden hand. Both of you have arrived with the next pieces of the tale. Step forward, all of you.
I will step forward, but my hand is on my hilt of my sword.
Yeah, Saren will oblige that request.
Redmond will step forward-ish, just so there's at least half a body between him and the line of sight to the figure with the gemstone mask. So let's say he'll stand just 5 o'clock of Lux, since he is well armored.
Ash will step up.
Melior looks up and
Yeah, Luxel also. He'll kind of look suspicious for a second and then step forward.
As you will step forward, even Zython and Ramius, they seem to know who this figure is. Ramius speaking first. Kotam. Zython quickly after him. Diviner of the Nine Hells. It is true that among those on this mortal plane, there are none that know the hells as I do. But the Nine Hells are immense, full of countless secrets and dangers. To find that which you seek, you must consult someone with even greater expertise. And as he says this, his arms spread out, and you can see, almost as if he is unveiling rather than motioning, what looks to be a ritual that has been prepared here in the cathedral sanctum. I will summon for you Beelzebub, one of the archdevils of the Nine. He will possess my body, and he will speak through me. He cannot lie, but be forewarned. He will use all his wit to escape your questioning, or to misdirect you. At this, Kotal turns from you and fully begins the ritual. He chants.
Like no conversation about it. Cool.
He has warned you. That's all he's given you.
Wait, this is happening now. Oh, crap. Getting my note cards out.
Yeah, like I don't think this is a good idea, guy.
He begins to chant these
possessed by an archdevil?
ancient words. He lifts his wooden staff, and all around all around you, you feel the air in the cathedral shudder as power begins to grow and amplify. You see the liquid in the pools rise. Thick ribbons of bloody red swirl around Kotam, not touching the priest, but obscuring him for your sight as this chant reaches a crescendo. And then a growl. The rancid stench of sinners surrounds me. Speak to me of your sins, and swiftly, so that I might tell you what I must.
Don't all jump on it at once.
I'm kinda lost. I don't know exactly what he wants.
We trade a sin for a truth. Or are you bound to tell us answer our questions regardless?
Saitan speaks up. We cannot lie. If If you have something you seek within the Nine Hells, perhaps this is your time to ask. While the ritual halts.
Saren will kind of clear his throat. Belzebul, where can we find the souls that are lost to us?
Who wishes to know of what soul?
I am Saren's Starseeker, and I seek my parents.
There is a inhale, a sort of scenting of the air. Greed. Minaros. The ineffable troll.
Is that a place?
It is the information you seek.
What of the Unmaker?
I will say above table, we'll get to the Unmaker.
Hey, okay. I'm just gonna go back in my shell then, I guess.
No, I want there to be things are going to happen once quests get involved. So we will put a pin in that one.
Fine.
Hearing the first response, I guess Redwin's gonna like look at Saren and then back at the shape that's answering the questions and say, the soul of the former Iron Hand of the Wolfspring Lodge, Kessler Stone Eye, is her soul in the Nine Helms now?
Another sort of scenting of the air, deep inhale. The sorrow mines on Kenya hold that which you seek.
I noticed you didn't say yes.
He didn't say no.
He also said that Kenya holds what you seek, and Kenya is one of the Nine Hells.
This is true. He's gonna nod and just kind of quick note in his journal.
Saren would nod back towards Redwin and say to the group, I think we all need to ask questions, our own questions about what we've lost.
Lux will quickly say a little prayer to himself, and then he'll look up and ask, do you know the location of the soul of... And he almost hesitates for a second and looks at the rest of the group, and then finishes with, my superior.
Jealousy. Let the ghosts. Elemental prison.
Ash will speak up again. My family. I'm looking for my family.
sinless, living, imprisoned, Stygia.
Okay. Well, Aziz will step up. I am Aziz. I wish to know which devil possesses my mother's soul.
Asmodeus.
Sorry, my ears are. You say Asmodeus?
Asmodeus owns all souls, the sinner.
I want to know who owns it. I want to know who's in possession of it right now.
Owning and possession, one and the same.
Okay. Where can I find her soul?
Sign of the Hag's Arm upon Malbolge.
Eye of the Hag's.
Sign of the
Arm?
Hag's Arms on Malbolge.
Okay. Alright. I annoyingly go step back and take note of what is said.
And what of Calamar Vrin's soul? Where might I find it?
The seed. The eye market of Maladomni. There are other things so at this point the attention moves firstly towards Ramus, almost before he has a chance to ask the questions, and you see the blood begin to move quicker, almost becoming perhaps unstable. Knowledge flows forth. Oh, Barakiel, held in a moving cage upon the river Styx, a guest of the great brothers. The unfortunate Genevieve languages somewhere along the broken streets of the eye market of Maladomni. The once mighty Nongwendor, captured by the great hunter himself, is at the heart of Korchai's famed hunting grounds. And to Zythan and the Unmaker, it lurks beneath the murky waters of the river Styx in silence, moving in darkness, moving, entombed in a ship that does not sail, guarded by the great and monstrous Abagor, who commanded the legions of Maladomini up in Avernus to stem the tides of the abyss. And you hear a clatter. The wooden staff with the golden hand drops to the floor. You notice through the blood Kotam trembling as his hands reach for his head, the ribbons of red liquid falling back to their pools, sprays of staining droplets sent up. Prepare, adventurers. You hear the gasp of Kotam. He is attempting to escape the confines of my body. You must exorcise him back to the Nine Hells. And then you hear laughter echoing, booming, as rising out of the shaking form of Kotam, a visage of Beelzebub. And let's get a map here. So that way we can see what's going on. Place yourselves among what size is that'd be a great thing to know.
How that we're all clumped up together.
Right? Something over there, and then some to this side. Just use this guy for a visual. Change the name. Alright. So. Now, let's get some initiatives.
That's pretty low for Mel.
Anybody got any special initiative abilities that we need to know about right about now?
I can swap
Oh.
with somebody.
I think I can do that too.
I just have advantage.
Ooh.
Yeah, no special initiative abilities on my end.
Alright. Any swaps or modifications? And we begin as Lux. It is your turn. At the start of combat, you would notice where Rymus and Zython are moving towards the remnants of the ritual to make sure that nothing else breaks beyond what is going on here. Hopefully, things don't get worse. So what does Lux wish to do as you see the entity come from the priest? And you know what? Let me see if I can get you guys a picture of what you're looking at. Okay, here we go. That's what you see currently.
Oh.
Cool.
Not cool, man. I'll take a few steps to the right over here,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to fire a sunbeam.
All right.
I believe that's a con 18 save.
Alrighty. Let's see for this guy. Okay. Interesting to know. That is a failure.
So that'll be 34 points of radiant damage.
You watch as the energy strikes at this creature and it seems to burn more intensely.
Good to know. I think that will be the end of my turn.
Alrighty. Next we have Ash.
Well, Ash is gonna hop in over here. Make sure I have. Yeah, that's fine. A weird turn of events. Ash is gonna pull out her whip and crack
my.
at it 3 times. An 18,
18 will hit.
a natural 20,
Definitely hits.
and a 14.
Just hits.
That's great. I'm gonna roll the crit damage first. That's
So-
really bad.
First one becomes
I
a
forgot.
4. So
Yeah, you do that.
that's
It's fine.
9.
And then another 15 on top. And he's slowed.
And he's
By 10 feet.
Beautiful. Redwin, it's your turn.
Right. Redwin is going to first move a little bit as he realizes he's a little closer than he would like. So you'll just see him move let's say, yeah. So he's gonna take his arrow, like he's gonna take his longbow and just kind of run to get some distance, and then he's gonna like draw 3 arrows from his quiver, aim at the avatar, and then shoot them off one by one. You'll see the arrows glow a little bit after he's seen the fact that the radiant damage seems to do a bit more. So we will aim and fire 3 arrows at the avatar, and they will do radiant damage on a hit. First roll is 32, should hit, I think.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay, let me do the other ones as well. 28, and so 32. So all 3 arrows make the hits. Let me just run the damage all at once in that case. So 3d8 plus 18 plus 5 trinkers, 1d6. So 1, 2, 3, 1d6. That is 18 plus 18, 36 points of radiant damage.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah, he's not leaning into spellcraft. He's just gonna like fire off the arrows and then just kind of wait and see what happens next.
Alright, Melioris. It comes next. Your turn.
Alright. Melioris runs across the next to the avatar. As she's running, both hands go behind the small of her back, and she pulls out 2 scimitars that were hidden there in a special holster that I can describe later some other time. And then she marks it with Hunter's Mark, and she slashes out with her main scimitar, Vryn's Vengeance. With a 21 to hit. So that's very poor. That's 8, but it's gonna have lightning on top of that. 8 slashing, a single point of lightning. This is not boding well. And a single point of force. I can only roll 1s on damage. That's great. Second attack is a natural 1, but I will make an offhand attack with Nick with my other scimitar. Does a 15 hit?
15 hits.
Great. It'll do 11 points of slashing and another single point of force damage. And I am concentrating now on Hunter's Mark.
Lovely. Alright. So, next we come to is our avatar's turn, and for Melioris and Ash, especially now that it's taken a few more hits, there is a stench here. Not just one of like decay, but of rot and sludge and just a toxicity that makes your stomach turn.
Thanks, I hate it.
Oh, sorry, one quick thing. I just forgot one thing. 3 hits would have been 18 plus 27, not 18 plus 18. Sorry. So,
You're good. I can add it.
yeah, sorry. Yep, 9 more points of damage. Sorry about that. Thank you.
The first thing you notice at the start of this turn is the entities. There's not an actual stomach there. There's only a partially formed existence of the avatar. But where the stomach would be starts to bulge outward, and that travels up through the chest cavity, the throat, and out the mouth. There are these buzzing insects, a whole swarm of it, and this is going to be...
Is this a spell?
No, it is not a spell, it is an ability.
Okay. Oh lord. Oh no.
Yeah, we're gonna do this. I need for everybody in the green circle to make for me a Constitution saving throw.
That's 16.
26.
Big 10.
21.
And as well.
Yay.
Aziz and Ash will succeed.
Hey.
Alright, just make a note here before I do some other shit. Alright, so that's... As the insects fly around, Ash is going to be on a failed save. $55 points of piercing damage. You take half as much on a successful one. And they're just buzzing there. And that is the first action that the Avatar takes. The second thing that happens is a claw sort of breaking out of the body and is going to strike at Melioris before a second one also breaks out, makes another strike, and it's going to be a total of 3 attempts to hit Melioris here. The first one, I believe, misses with a 15.
Yep.
The second one is a gentleman's 20.
I will parry that.
And the last one misses as well. And with that, Saren, it is your turn. Because you start your turn in the insect swarm, I need you to make me another con save.
21.
You are fine, and you will take half of that 55.
Alright. Okay, the first thing Saren's going to do is use his bonus action to release his innate sorcery. Just a wave of stardust just kind of fills the room for a second as the power emits from him. And then we're going to cast a 6th level Mass Cure Wounds. And we'll go for Ash, Aziz, Melioris, Lux, and myself.
Makes sense.
It's 24 to everybody.
No more.
And then I
You're
think
not
I will back up.
For my favorite, you will be protected.
And yeah, I think that's the turn.
Aziz, since you start your turn in the insect swarm, I will also need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ugh.
That is a failure, meaning you will take the full 55 points of piercing damage.
Thank God I just got hit. Oop.
Oh no, Ash.
I forgot about it.
It's alright.
I remembered though.
Can I use Clash?
Once more?
Which is a... Can I use Backlash? Because it technically goes off when I take damage.
Let me look at the...
It's a reaction, but
Right, I just want to look at the
it's-
specific wording. Okay, yeah, you can do the warding, the reducing. You just can't do the second part of that.
I'll hold off then. I'm going to. Sixth level cast Spellfire Flare. Which means I get 6 times to do this.
Woohoo!
28.
Yes.
12 probably misses.
No, that's a miss.
12 will miss. 23. Pretty sure a natural 20 might hit.
Yep.
How many rolls is that so far?
That's 5 rolls. You've got one more.
Yeah, that's 17.
So 4 hits, one of which is a crit.
Automatically taking 20.
Alright, so...
So he takes 60 radiant damage.
So, as the spellfire ignites, the avatar burns brightly until the point that it crumbles into ash, and as that happens, the insects disappear, each sort of popping into their own little puffs of ash, leaving behind this sour smell, as you are no longer bound to initiative, and the body of Kotam slumps to the ground with a quiet thud.
Can Saren move to see if Kotan is okay?
You can move to see if Kotan is okay. And as you do so, you see he's sort of like pulling himself to sort of sit on the steps that lead to the altar of the cathedral. His hands tremble, but he thanks you.
That was quite the ordeal to go through.
I hurt myself as best I could, but it was not what I imagined.
I'm assuming you don't do this often.
Quite at the level of Baldur.
Are we supposed to give you payment in exchange for this help you've given us?
My assistance is not yet done. We have work ahead of us. We must travel to the Nine Hills. I can open a portal to Avernus, and I have a barge to allow us sailing upon the river Styx, and I will be your guide through the Hells. But your mission, it is not yet set your success. Your odds. To bolster them, you must find the souls you seek and free them from whatever device holds them captive. And the second, the one perhaps most perilous, you must deal with Asmodeus himself. Or even if you escape the Nine Hells with the souls you wish to rescue, they will only be hunted down over and over until you can convince Asmodeus to declare them free. He reaches for the staff on the ground and uses that to push himself to a standing position. Speak with your attendant. I must prepare for our journey. And when you are ready, find me. And he sort of moves further into the temple, into the cathedral. You would see where Zython and Ramius are in a conversation together after the ordeal.
I will mosey on over there and talk to them.
On the bright side, if he gets possessed while we're crossing the Styx, we can always just toss him overboard. But then we'd have to find a way to come back.
So this is going to be quite the large party. I'm assuming you guys are coming with as well.
It's at this point that the two of them sort of turn to you, and Zython says, "We will not be accompanying you, but we will give you assistance. We have decided that perhaps, since we all have business in the Hells, and that our endeavors are not directly against each other, there can be boons and benefits shared between all. The Conclave has, of course, items that we have foreseen, divine, that will help in the process of the battle against the Unmaker. I can divine locations for artifacts for each of you, including disease, Redwing, plots.
What is the Unmaker? And is it worse than whatever he turned into?
It's
It is
worse.
much worse. It is a soul
Oh.
Asmodeus wishes to release upon the world to do exactly as it is named. And with that, Zython performs a arcane gesture, and in his palm, for those of you that have traveled in the Hells before or are familiar with arcane dealings, what you see in his hand resembles a soul coin, but it is different. And Zython presents it to the group. This is a conclave coin. It has been engineered to hold the soul of the Unmaker.
I mean, I guess since I'm the closest, I'll grab it.
Okay.
Is it an oh god, sorry. Is it an actual item that I can add, or
I'll make like you can just put it as like a note thing, because like it's empty right now. There's nothing you can do except for use it to
okay.
trap the Unmaker's soul in it. Zython also presents two other items: a sending stone and a strange box. It's a case that's semi-translucent. These are attuned to the conclave. A stone to reach us, and an ethereal vessel. One of you will need to be attuned to the vessel if you are wishing to be able to retrieve items with ease. Ones that we can help and assist.
You like the item box? You can reach in and leave stuff, and someone else can grab it.
Not quite. It is more a courier service with instantaneous results. What you put in can be received upon the other side by a member of the conclave who is also attuned to the box. When you do not have need of it, it resides upon the ethereal plane.
I have a free attunement slot. I'm not sure what everybody else is working with, so I mean, I'm offering.
I'm full up.
I have the capacity to bind with another item.
Could take
Yeah, I do have
turns
a
if needed.
bag of holding. Oh yeah, that's fair. Does somebody want to tune to it now, or should I put it inside my handy dandy bag of holding?
I can take it.
I'd have to give thought of if the vessel would work in the bag of holding, because extra dimensional space means extra dimensional space, but
Hey, listen, if it's not listed in the bag of holding thing, I'm just kidding.
but yeah, no, if you want to go ahead and take the time to attune to it during this process, you can easily do so, as Ramus is also going to during this time teach you all a ritual to, assist in your quest of freeing the angels that are trapped down there. So, you will be able to cast a ritual, all of you, and I'll make a little thing for this in the homebrew and add it to your sheets later, but I'll just put it in chat for right now. So, you learn the Hell Rider's Salvation, and then because of your connection to the arcane, the Conclave, you have access to their quartermasters through the Halloran ethereal vessel. Anytime you would need of spell components or items, you may be able to request them through that, and as long as you have money, they're not doing this for free, but you do get a discounted rate. You're able to do that as well, and then anything else that you get? We know where those are at. The divinations of items. As soon as you have attuned to the vessel, as soon as you all have learned the ritual from Ramius, Zython performs a divination for each of you. An item. For... You know what? Why don't we have volunteers? Who would like to receive their divination first?
Why not Saren?
Why not Saren? Before I ask this question, because I think I know the answer. When there was the flare of light upon the ship, the cascade, and then Saren's parents were gone, Saren was left with a sword. Was it just the sword, or was there a scabbard as well?
I think it was just a sword.
That's also what I thought. Cool. Great. As Zython begins this divination, at some point he holds his hands out as a sort of offering in front of him, and you have the sort of insight to understand that this is like a request of contact, of like hand to hand.
Yeah, we'll go in for that. What do his hands feel like?
Right now, like, they buzz with electricity. You can't quite feel anything beyond that. Because as soon as your hands connect, what Zython is seeing is transferred into your mind. You see a marketplace, around you, and there is where did I put my note? I literally just had it. Holy fucking hells.
All 9 of them.
Right? I think I remember which one it is. So as you're seeing this, you see it is a sickly place, and it's strange. But you get the sense of information, words that just pop into your mind with no quite rhyme or reason. Monaros, ineffable trove, and then you see it. It's a blade. Elven. And beautiful. There's a bit of a glow to it. And then that blade sort of sinks into a familiar scabbard. One you'd seen your father. And that's where the vision ends.
Saren will kind of come out of it. That seems useful. How's your tongue?
It is still strange to have felt it cut out.
Sorry about that.
We do what we must.
Saren will nod and not pursue that any further.
Who would like to receive their divination next?
Me.
Alright. As Aziz steps up, much the same, the divination, the vision comes onto Zython, and he rests his hands out. And as soon as the contact is made, what you see is white, blue. You feel a chill. Saramai, Kenya. And you see a lovely staff. It speaks of power. And that is where the vision ends.
Noted.
That's the staff that would be seen. And there's a picture of the elven blade. Who would like to go next?
You know what, Faye? That's so messed up.
I'm sorry.
That is messed up.
Station in, and we get it. That's messed up, Faye.
She dangles the very sword I asked for. That's good thing. In my face for another. I see how
Nice.
it is.
Redden's gonna go next, seeing that it's not nobody's coming out there with seizures or anything. So at this point, he's fairly certain that it's safe.
Yeah, of course.
He's still gonna
As
approach
soon
with
as they
something
make
of a dubious expression, like, well, third time's. Let's see what's in store.
As soon as he makes contact, I start foaming at the mouth. I'm kidding.
Cool. Guys, as you approach and Zythan gives the vision to you. You would see a marketplace covered in bodies, and they're moving, but you can't quite make anything out of them. The words that come to your mind: Maladomini, the eye market. And you see a bow. And there's a strange feeling as you see this bow, one that you feel whenever you are connected to the more magical aspects that you wield. And this is what the bow looks like.
Will come in handy. I wonder why it's called the eye market. As he comes out of the vision, he's just like, again, he's talking to himself a little bit.
Three divinations given. 3 divinations to go.
Lux will step up confidently now that he's seen 3 other people go.
Alright. With confidence, you are revealed a image of a chasm. Large, expansive. You hear the echoing of words, the chasm of found things, Stygia. And what you see sort of dangling at the edge of that chasm, a rod with angelic iconography. And as you see it in the vision, you are filled with sensation similar to the light of Lathander. And that is what you see.
As Lux comes out of this vision, he will kind of take a sharp inhale and then breathe out through his nose and just say, "Thank you, stranger, for your kindness. I hope to pay it back in full."
As you save the world, we will consider ourselves even.
Let's save the
Mel
world
will
then.
look at Ash.
And
You go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to delay this as long as
Mel will go up
possible.
next. Enough said.
For Familiars, you, in your vision, see a city, endless. The blocks, the buildings, they all move, and you hear the words, "Dis, agora of floating knives." And as your vision moves through this, it comes to a clear wrapping around, turning into a horn, and that could be used to alert someone made of iron. And your vision ends.
Thank you.
Which leaves one divination.
Yeah. Ash will step up.
As Ash steps up and receives the vision, again there is a sort of sickly tinge to the vision. The words you hear, Monaros, ineffable trove. But what your vision sort of settles upon is this belt, this harness that is tinged with blues, indigos, purples, and for a moment before the vision ends, you swear that it sparked with lightning. And this is somewhat what it looks like. Not quite. But with that, you've all received your divinations of items that could help you in your quest against the Unmaker. Perhaps your quest against Asmodeus himself. In efforts to not just achieve what your patrons have asked of you, but the salvation of those that have become lost in the hells. And with all of our divinations given, we're going to take a quick break here, come back in a few minutes, and see where the rest of this goes. visions, an avatar slain, and a journey ahead of you, where some of you will return to the hells once more, and some of you may be traveling there for the first time. Are there any other preparations you'd like to do before you seek out Khotan?
Unless there's a shopping mall nearby.
What time of day is it?
I'd say that it's early evening.
Okay. Would it be okay if I went outside quickly before we left?
The GM sees no
Lux
issue.
will walk. Lux will walk to the door and just step outside for a moment. And he'll take one last look at the sun as he says a couple of prayers to himself.
Yeah.
And then
From
puts his hand over his chest.
From this area, as you step out, you can see where the morning spires are. You can see that sinking sun, the rays of light that come through and shine through the glass spires that have given the name for this temple to the Morning Lord. Not quite the same resplendence of the dawn light, but it still is a very powerful and evocative moment as the sun sets.
As he sees this, Lux will say to himself, "All those who dwell in dark shall feel your holy dawn, Morning Lord." And he'll hold his hand over the sun imprinted on his chest, and he'll take his few steps back inside.
Did you say there was people we could get items from potentially?
The conclave threw the sending stone and the box. So like, instead of like, scrounging around for who knows what in the hells, you have a way that you can get things from them. So not like there's a shopping cart here right now, but like in the future, if you're like, oh, I need this component for a spell, you could sending stone to them and get stuff. Potentially.
Okay. There was an item I was on the hunt for, but sounds like it's probably not just laying around here.
But maybe if you ask Psyche
Maybe
enough,
useful
he
to
might
kind
be able to
of
get that. Might be able to get that.
maybe useful for us to get kind of introduced to ourselves, or Reverend's gonna try and talk to the newcomers. Well, they fought alongside each other at this point, but he's before he goes around introducing himself to the others, he's just gonna quickly check in with Remus and Zethan that when you say things can be gotten here, we can get poisons as well, right?
It is unconventional for my associates to use it, but I'm sure we can manage in such unusual times.
You're sending us to the River Styx. I'd hope unusual is where we start.
If what you ask for is not too difficult to procure, we'll be able to send it through. Maybe not as immediately.
Oh, that's fine. I've got some spare poisons for now.
I
He's gonna
guess
spend a little
since
time like
Zythan's
trying
right
to get
here.
himself. Sorry. Yep. Go
You can go, that's fine.
ahead. No, it's more just before we head off with Kotam. I think he's just gonna get names and information of the remainder of the party. So he's not referring to them as other Hornhead, the cleric, the two wizards.
But Zython
I
being
am
right there.
Aziz.
Well, we'll get to introductions. Zython being right there.
Sorry. Super quick. Zython being right there. Meliors would like to ask him if he can acquire a bag of holding.
I will see what can be done.
Also, I don't know how I'm going to pay you for that. I have other things I could trade you for it.
We'll see if we can find one first. And if by that point you have come into either wealth or other items, we can discuss.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Peanuts. Aziz, you were introducing yourself.
Yes, I am Aziz. I am wizard and master of many arcane talents. And you are?
And we'll just introduce myself as I am Redwin. For now, I'm a traveling mercenary for now, let's say. Looking for an old friend.
You can call me Ash. And you see a tiefling in front of you. Her horns kind of curl back. She kind of exists in shades of gray from head to toe. Her tail kind of flicks behind her. But it's very unpredictable. Sometimes it like pokes her in the side of the head. Everything's gray except for her eyes, which are very bright gold. She has a pitchfork on her back and a whip at her side.
You can call me Saren. I'm from up there, and he just kind of points upwards generically. I do have some magical abilities. I don't understand exactly how I got them or why I got them. I didn't always have them. And I sometimes surprise myself with what I can do. I don't know really what my capabilities are until they come out of me. But yeah, the three of us have been together for a while. We've spent some time in at least Avernus.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Lux. I'm a Dawnbringer, Lathander hailing from the spires of the Morning Temple in Waterdeep. I'm on a mission on behalf of the church to retrieve a soul from the hells. You are all formidable fighters. On a journey like this, I'm thankful to be traveling in such dangerous company. And he'll give you all a warm smile and a nod.
I'm Melioris. You can call me Mel if you like. Um, and I look like that. Um, you'd see you'd see a drow standing before you. She's got purple eyes, bright white hair, gray skin, very, very dark gray, almost black, studded leather armor with purple accents. And you saw her fighting with two scimitars, but you don't currently see them. She has a special holster she wears, a back holster that's kind of like a holster of holding. They kind of just disappear up into it, and then she just draws them from like the small of her back. Um, yeah, it'll be journey number 2 to the hells for me.
You three got out once, so we six should be able to get out again.
There were plenty of close calls. I'm not sure how long we spent there, and our time's different. Felt like months, could have been weeks. Plenty of close calls. Already had some interactions with one archdevil and a previous archdevil, and now this one here. It's not a forgiving place.
Those odds. 2 for 2 to zip. I think I'll like to stick with those odds.
From the sounds of where we're going and what we'll be dealing with, I know I'm thankful to have you all along.
So it's not hard to find Photon, even though he is not immediately in the cathedral, like, sanctum area. He's not far. So after introductions and preparations, you are able to seek him out. Max, do not bite me. What the fuck, dude? If you're gonna bite, you're not gonna be on my lap. It's easy enough to seek him out to make the trip to Avernus. As those who had traveled there initially would know that you cannot just teleport anywhere in the Nine Hells. The only place you can enter, the only place you can leave from, is Avernus. No, Max. Don't look at me with murder eyes.
You're down, Max.
We'll get attention later.
Get him.
Don't encourage his bad behavior.
I'll encourage what I want.
You gonna behave, Max? You gonna be chill? So, he opens a portal when you all come to him ready to leave. And I guess we need a change in soundscapes now. The heat that greets you when you step through the portal is all at once. It is sharp, it is searing, it is unbearably heavy. Each step, each push forward is difficult as swimming through molasses. The air is so dry that after a single breath your throat aches for drink. And yet it is also so humid that your clothes are already clinging to your sweat-soaked form. Above you, a sunless sky. But a sunless sky that is bright, a brilliant red. It is alive with writhing masses of crimson clouds, with flares of orange lightning. And you all stand, the 7 of you, on a rocky cliffside. Below you, the dark, trepid river Styx. It stretches out to the ends of the horizons, and all around you are looming towers and walls of glinting metal and bleached bone. And you find yourselves in the Bronze Citadel. Or at least outside of it. Kotam does not linger here. This is not where your destination lies. No, your destination is the River Styx. As he had told you, he has a barge. And as he leads you down to the docks, where you can see different boats, not many of them. You are led to a particular one, must be the one that Kotam owns. As you see, he steps forward, and there is already a figure there. A gnome, dressed like a naval captain that has fallen upon hard times. His face, you see, is covered with a wild beard. He has this wooden pipe held between his teeth. It sends out plumes of smoke that you can smell even here. It is so pungent and foul. And as he stands on the docks next to the barge, his arms crossed, his face set in a scowl already. "But there you are, you fools!" As he slams a foot down on the edge of the barge. You see the force pushes the vessel out to the end of its rope, leaving the gnome unbalanced as he's tipping towards the unnatural river water. Kotam, however, is close enough that he just reaches out, snatches the back of the gnome's shirt, and pulling him to safety. The gnome neither offers any thanks nor pauses in his speech, instead stomping his foot again, but now upon the firm wood of the dock, as he raises his face. "So, you wish to sail the treacherous waters of the Nine Hells with the mighty sorcerer Tix? Well, no better choice of a guide could you have made, for the wise and great Tiax knows all. But beware, for the way before ye is full of horrors that would drive lesser souls to terror. Not I. I am frightened of nothing," as he crosses his arms again.
Okay. So this is our barge.
Kotam nods. This is the barge I am. This is the barge I own, and my first mate, Tiox.
Is he always like
How
that?
big?
He's a gnome. He's like 3 feet.
But is he always like that?
Yes, but he is quite capable.
Okay.
Is he a touch
Oh.
insane?
I believe to travel the Herros as we do, you must be.
Good.
Aim at the
Saren will
roof.
bark.
Ash is right behind him.
Redman's gonna like cough a little bit. 'Cause again, he's still taking in the oppressive atmosphere, and then he's gonna ask, partly to Kotan, partly to the gnome, like pulling out 2 silver coins or 2 coppers from his pouch, and be like, when I was a child, we were told the boatman and like, you're a little short to be the boatman of the sticks, and where's your scythe? Where's your robe? I even
No
bought two
matter, are you
coppers for my
paying up
eyes.
or not?
2 coppers, yes, and he's gonna put them on in the gnome's palm.
Alright, TX just shoves them into a pocket. Get one! All of you!
Meliors ignores the gnome and just steps onto the barge.
How big is this vessel?
The barge, Max, buddy, I told you, we're not doing this right now. We'll get attention later.
You said it's gonna be now, and you're gonna like it.
Okay, here is our barge. Did I literally just close the tool that I needed? I did. Good job, Phil. Great job. Alright. Barge ain't the biggest ship out in the world. But it is of a comfortable size.
Neat.
As everybody's boarding, Saren will kind of turn around and say to everyone, don't touch the water, whatever you do.
Unless you wanna, I mean.
As Saren says that, Lux is gonna take a glance into the water and just stare at it for a second before taking a deep breath and stepping on board.
As you take the deep breath, TX, who's on the dock watching this, you ain't scared of water, are you?
No, sir.
Oh,
Just first time jitters.
I remember my first time. And he just looks off with a smile.
Huh?
Was your first time in the water? Never mind. He's just gonna like walk off.
I will ask Kotam. So where's our first destination?
That is up to you. Where do you wish to seek first? We could make way to any area as River Styx flows through all 9 hells.
Can Saren pull out his map of Avernus
As soon
and
as
just
you
kind of show
do,
Kotan?
you hear the sort of cackling from the cartographer within.
Oh boy.
Ooh, it's been so long.
Yeah, we have a map that has an attitude and personality. Sorry in advance. Can I kind of show the map to Kotam and just kind of ask whereabouts on the map we are? This isn't a location that we visited before, and I wasn't sure where it might land on the map.
That is a great question. I need to check between my Avernus map here and the other Avernus map. Avernus, not you guys. Alright, the portion of Avernus that you are in is off of your map. He points to the lair that is beyond the tower of Archon, and should the hills not have moved too much, that is to our southwest.
Yeah, and Saren will just kind of trace his finger down the River of Styx in that general direction. Is that the way we're going?
No, and he traces his finger further to the north and to the east off the map.
So we're not going to pass by, this general area.
Do you wish to travel to that general area first?
I don't know what our urgency level is. I'm sure it's high.
Not to interrupt too much, but as far as I can tell, we have every person here has some multiple souls they're trying to reacquire. And also we've been given visions of where items to help us stop something known as the Unmaker. So we can either choose people whose souls that they need to obtain are the closest, or we can decide to hunt down the items and see what souls lurk.
But hit them both at the same time as you
Yes.
go along.
The divination that I received on my item is the same place where the souls are that I need to go. So there's that, but that may be similar for others as well. The reason I ask about this area on the map here is my soul is presently tied in a devilish deal. That isn't necessarily being called upon immediately, and also not to say that anyone is required to assist me. But I don't know if we'll be back to Avernus at any point.
It might be
You say
smart
your
to see him
soul is
first.
tied up in a deal. You're not gonna
Just
do
something.
what Kotan did at the Kellenbor's temple, right?
Certainly not that. In our previous journeys, I was at death's door, and an entity came to me and preserved my life in exchange for a task. And my task takes me to this tower here, and Saren will kind of circle it with his finger on the map, gesturing to everyone. And again, not that anyone's bound to help me here, and full disclosure, there may be an army awaiting us, including, well, at least one very large dragon and a number of other imposing figures. There's a figure. There's an individual inside of this tower. His name's Arkin, the Cruel, and I need his hand. That's the terms of the deal that is holding my soul hostage. But again, not there's not a specific timeline that's been called in on it yet, but it is out of the way, and I realize that there's more souls than just mine on the line here.
We also have a tongue to deliver.
Yep, that's a separate deal. Fortunately, the terms are complete, and Saren will hold up a bag. There's a tongue in here from that green-haired fellow. Gave it willingly, for the record. But both
Yeah,
this tongue and the hand.
he was surprisingly chill about it.
Right. Yeah. Two separate deals, same deal maker, two different deliveries.
The deal maker's also on this level where we need to make the delivery.
I presume he could meet us on different locations. He travels.
He doesn't
Okay,
seem
so
that gracious to me.
alright, let me see where we're at here. You made a deal with somebody who wants you to invade a tower run by a dragon god themed and get one of,
He,
I'm assuming, her champions, one of her generals' hand.
yes, Arkin is essentially the field general in Avernus for Tiamat.
Oh no, I gathered that. I gathered that. You said dragon. There's
Yep.
literally only probably one dragon here in Avernus.
I can change
Well, on
that.
top of the tower is the large dragon
Not
guarding
bad.
the tower.
God, we're having a conversation. Um. Okay. Um. And no, I'm not gonna lie. That's a lot. That's a lot to just drop on this entire journey. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't speak for everyone, but I feel the more tactical thing is, I guess, maybe deal with this so it doesn't become a problem later and we're having to rush back to Avernus.
There is certainly a convenience factor, but I'll admit, gathering some or all of those items might make it much easier.
Well, not only that, but we do have to come back to Avernus if we want to get out of the house. So
Certainly true.
Okay.
You do you want
All
to
right.
maybe, Saren, check in with that deal maker?
It's a funny
Should we
thing
do
that
that?
you
See
mention
how
that because
great.
a portal comes into fire upon the barge, and the first thing you hear after the portal appears is TX. Well, I didn't do it.
I draw my sword, ready for whatever is about to come out.
Nothing comes out but a skull on Saren's form invites you all to step through.
Saren will produce the skull from his pants. This is an invitation
Dig it?
portal.
Hey, yo. Um,
Um,
see, this is pretty convenient, actually. And you
Things like
said
this
it wasn't
just kind of
gracious.
happen down here.
um, is this the portal for like the crew that knows this person? Because
Anyone can step
they
through,
going.
though I would say that Saren's insight is probably high enough that really the only one that needs to step through is Saren.
Cool, because
I'll be
I'm.
right back.
No, I'm
Cool,
going
cool.
with you.
I'm going with you.
I'm gonna follow at a safe distance, which means after the three of them have gone, he's gonna follow.
Yeah. I mean, anyone's welcome. But I'm assuming that he wants to speak to me directly. The skull only allows limited words. It's a whole thing.
Aziz is gonna actually stay back behind because he's running low on health and he needs to take a short rest.
There will be plenty of time for resting.
Saren will make for the portal.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yours follows.
I will follow Saren and Mel.
I know that Red One's going in as well. Lux. Does Lux follow through the portal, or does Lux stay on the barge?
Lux is going to, after everyone else has gone through, look back at the two remaining inhabitants of the barge and just say,
Well, Aziz is also
strength in
staying.
numbers, and
So we've got
yeah, three, I guess.
yeah. So 3 on the barge, 4 in the portal, and then Lux deciding portal or barge.
Okay. Yeah, Lux will go ahead and say strength in numbers, and he will go and follow through.
All right. You would notice in the barge, Aziz, that TX goes up and goes to kick the side of the portal like a tire kicker, like, checking out a car. Um, and of course, no contact made, but he sort of nods as if there was. And yeah, I've always hated spontaneous portals. For those that went through the portal, you find yourself in a bazaar. There are sounds of markets and people moving. You hear a clang of hammers and anvils, and a figure approaches. A man that wears an easy smile as he's wrapped in loose-fitting linens to allow for air, to give whatever cooling can be achieved here in Avernus. smiles at your group, but eyes are only on Saren. I'm glad to see that I have your attention once more, and that you are not beyond my reach.
Have I ever been beyond your reach?
It was a brief time when I was concerned you might be, but it seems that you have not found a back door to our deals.
No. A deal's a deal. Saren will produce a little bag.
He takes it, doesn't even open it before crushing it, and it disappears in you can hear the searing of fire and then ash that falls down to the ground.
Saren doesn't even blink.
I assume that you still have our initial deal on your mind.
I've not forgotten.
Very good. Welcome to find respite for negotiations before you leave, as always.
You able to tell me anything of what's been happening in Avernus since there was a recent vacancy in leadership?
War, not just between the Abyss, but between those who vie for power. Currently, Bel sits upon the throne, but it is perhaps not confident that he will stay there.
Are there other challenges to him? Significant ones, or?
Any devil that is ballsy enough to try and take it, whether or not they succeed, is anyone's game.
And what of Arkan's tower? Does it still stand?
As far as I'm aware.
And the hand remains attached to the end of his arm?
Seeker, that would be up for you to find out if it is changed.
Oh, but we both know that you know just about everything that goes on here.
Yes, well, I have chatted enough for free, but if you wish for more certain knowledge, sure we could come to an agreement.
Sure we could. But I don't think that's exactly necessary. We have further business in the Hells. But it would take me further from the hand.
This was negotiated in our initial deal. So long as you pursue the hand and retrieve it, you need not worry about a time. If it takes you elsewhere, that is okay. As long as you know
Very well.
where you must return to.
I understand. I hope you enjoy your tongue. And Saren will give just like, I don't know, a quarter bow, and he'll turn around, just kind of gesture everyone else back through the portal. We're okay. No harm done yet.
As you're leaving, good luck on your other business.
Saren does his best to not acknowledge that comment.
But the portal has remained open during all of this, so we are able to step back out after that interaction. Unless anyone wants to stay behind and make a deal. But back
As they're
upon
coming back, Redwin's gonna ask Saren, so was that services rendered then payment? Or did you get payment in advance for services rendered?
He sent me
Curious
back.
about how this works here.
I'd been killed twice, and he sent me back. And in exchange, I had to do these 2 retrieval tasks. One was the
Oh.
tongue, that's complete. The other is the hand.
Good to know. Note to self, try not to die in hell.
There's plenty of beings here that would love to make a deal. And unfortunately, they catch you in the right time, in the exact moments where you don't always have a choice. But that's Mahadi. And unfortunately, his last comment as I was departing wished us luck. He's the lapdog of Asmodeus, so he often knows more than what he lets on, even if he makes hints.
No.
Not all that unpleasant. And Saren will shoot a kind of a side-eye look to Melioras. Depending, but he's usually fair at least.
I'm pretty sure I'm his favorite person.
Saren will kind of lean closer. She doesn't really mean that.
just to make it clear, by the way, the portal disappeared after you guys got on the other side again.
That's good. I think in my discussion there with Mahadi, gathering the hand is not on a strict timeline. If there's other things, other souls we can free, other items we can find to help us, I think we can come back for the hand. Again, not signing up anyone else for the hand thing, but it's not pressing at the moment.
It was Angel Zathan and asked us to rescue. Are any of them close by? Because part of it is we have people we have souls we all want to free. But if we're able to deliver some of these angels that they've requested, that opens up the opportunity for us to ask for more aid from them, right?
I believe so.
Just thinking transactionally, you'd sign up to do a job, you do part of it, you get paid for part of it, and keep doing it.
If I remember correctly, his answer said that what he's seeking is on a moving cage on the River of Styx.
So, uh,
Weren't there 3
one of them,
or 4?
there are 3 angels, and then Ramus's dear friend. I don't Francis's dear friend is one of the angels. But you have Barakiel. That is the one that was moving upon the river Styx, a guest of the brothers. The Great Brothers is what that was said. You have Anagwendel, who is on Philethagos, and Genevieve, who is in Maladomini.
Well, does it make sense to pursue what's closest? I don't know what closest even means here.
Kotam, who closest is not perhaps something to keep in mind when it comes to the hells. They are strange in the ways of proximity. But from my knowledge of the Nine Hells, you can think of them almost as a funnel. We begin at the top of Avernus, and as you get lower of the levels, Dis, Minoros, Philethagos, Stygia, Malbosh, Maladomini, Kenya, and finally, Nessus, the ninth layer.
Do you have to traverse one? Do you have to traverse them in order?
Just the way the river Styx flows. There is a let me see if I can actually get the flow of the river Styx for you. And so goes all the way through, but the different areas, and sometimes not in a hellish layer, but elsewhere.
Is this kind of what the sentient map that
Not at all.
Saren was showing earlier has? Or no?
Nope. We can get a picture of the sentient map, though.
God, I hate that guy.
I'm trying to think.
On
Like
the
at this point,
map.
are we consulting Are we consulting the map as it's like cursing us?
The map's generally nice.
It's not helpful.
I mean, except when it says we're about to walk into our doom.
And then laughs at us.
Yeah.
This is what the sentient. No, god dang it. Darn it. This is what the sentient map looks like. And it's that little dragon skull at the top that Kotam said that was to the southwest.
So much PTSD looking at that map. Well, if there's an order of the flow of the river, seems like we could go in that order. I think we have business on every layer except this one, except for my business, I suppose. Or above
And,
table, we can roll for it.
Brachiel's on this level.
Brachiel's somewhere on the river Styx.
On this. Oh, right. Never mind.
Yeah.
Redman's gonna say like the soul I seek is in Cania, and the vision I had sent me to Mal Domini, so that's some ways off yet. Anything we can do before then?
One of you
I'm
has
getting to
business
support.
in Dis.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Wherever you go, it will take some time to get there. But luckily, you've got a confident, you know, captain and first mate behind the wheel here upon the barge. There are areas to sleep down below. The beds are unfortunately claimed by Kotam and Tiux, but there are plenty of hammocks available to rest in. Um, and I'd say at this point there's
Oh,
currently no sign of a certain wizard.
I mean, I can't exactly speak because I'm technically not there. So
Well, I mean, like when they're looking down below, your thing has completed, so you could be there or you could not be.
oh yeah, no. The only
what's
thing
the
would be there
box
is a
attuned to at this point?
I believe Saren attuned to the box.
If we want to get not so much supplies, but if we want to get something to barter from there, like let's say change gold for example, Redman's wondering if he can bribe the gnome with some wine just to stay on his good side, or something stronger. But
Perhaps something to ponder.
if you leave a message in the box, moonshine, and then for the first mate.
Nice.
And if it comes back yes, then we'll send some gold through.
As that goes through, you hear a voice on the sending stone Scythen gave the group. Currently, we have none within stock. We'll procure. Price to be made aware upon position.
You can send emojis through sending stones. So like Ren's just gonna say appreciate it.
Right. Then, do you claim a hammock for yourself? Do you try and find what happened to Aziz, as you don't see him on the barge?
You don't see him on the barge.
Yeah, if you've looked, he wasn't upon the deck, and a quick look in the underside, you don't see him either.
Cool. Ash is kind of doing like a head count. Like, we're missing somebody.
Aziz didn't come through the portal to Mahadi's.
Should we be concerned?
My mom always said that you can be whatever you want when you grow up, and you look plenty grown to me, so.
I wasn't asking
Did you see our other
you.
companion?
Oh yeah, he was here, and then he walked around and he talked to Kotom and then went down.
And that's it.
And it's the last I saw him.
Down under?
There was the stairs right there that you just came up from.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go back down. Wizard dude?
I would say the only thing, if you look where the hammocks are, I would say the only thing that looks out of place is there is a ornate looking door that doesn't look like it's part of the barge.
Ash is gonna come back up. Hey, what do you know about fancy doors on the barge?
Ain't no fancy door on my barge.
There is too.
No, all doors are subpar on this barge.
I know what I saw, and there's a fancy door down there.
You hear like gnomish like swears as he goes stomping down, and then gets to the door and just bangs on it. You're not supposed to be here.
It's about a few minutes, and then the door opens, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what now?
The door is obviously too fancy for this barge. You need to change it.
The next time I cast a spell, I'll make note of that.
Subpar doors only. And he goes stomping off back to the top.
Are the people that are is the group back?
You would see
Yeah, I'm
that
standing
Ash
there.
is like right there.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry, I didn't mean to get you in trouble or anything. It's just.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just resting.
In just a
And
door.
he like opens the door and you see kind of like a TARDIS moment. It's bigger on the inside than when you suspect that this barge can actually have.
Oh, so you just brought like a whole house with you?
Something like that. Some would say it's a magnificent house. But he closes the door and he will join the group.
Ash is just gonna pick out her bunk and call it a day.
As you can all find a space for yourself, whether it's hammock or a way too fancy door. We'll pick up with your travels along the river Styx through the Hells in our next session.
Hey.